Hey, everybody. So I haven't seen very many videos or documentation lately on physics within UEFN, so I thought I'd throw together a short video to talk about it. Within your island settings, you can either, of course, search up here or scroll most of the way down until you get to World and then Physics. Just simply click here to enable physics. Notice it is still in beta, so the documentation says that there's frequent changes and things that may break your game if you're using physics in your island. Just keep that in mind. Additionally, things like vehicles don't work and other bugs, but you can still certainly create some cool features and start playing in it now. All right, so once you have physics turned on, you can select any prop, and then you simply come up to the top right here, add a new component, and then you're going to look for Fort Physics. Once you have this added here, simply select it, and you should be able to see all your parameters here that you can modify. So simulate physics, obviously that's the thing we're going for here, so that needs to be turned on. Override mass, by default, everything is going to have some mass assigned to it. I'm not sure if it's a flat mass across the board or if it's based on the mesh size, but if you want to modify it, check that box and you get your new mass in kilograms here. You can either click and slide like everything else or manually type in a value. Enable gravity if you want gravity to have a downwards pull on it. Start awake. It reads, determines whether the object should initially be awake, which is affected by physics, or sleeping, unaffected by physics, until it is contacted by another physics object. I'll show an example over here with the pillars in a moment. Linear dampening and angular dampening, that is how much it's going to slide and have resistance basically in a linear, a straight line manner or in a rotating, twisting manner. And then impulse hit multiplier, if you want to be able to hit this with a pickaxe or another object and absolutely send it flying, of course, you can ramp this up. I'm going to leave everything pretty much at default for now. If you want to constrain the rotation or translation, you're able to do so here, which could be useful if you're making a puzzle or something of that sort. But since I want these to react pretty realistically, I'm just going to leave everything unconstrained. Here you can modify the collision sound if you wish to. I'm going to leave it on none for these, but I have turned them on for the pillars over here. So these are all enabled. As you can see, these are floating. So they are starting asleep. I did not check the box to start awake, so they do not have physics enabled. Therefore, they are floating. You can see the slight gap between the A and the B. But as soon as I touch it, they will become physics enabled. And then they can be kicked and pushed around. It's pretty cool. You can see there was a little bit of a bug there. It's not perfect, but it certainly works. Okay, over here, you can also see the tower on the right. There's no gaps between and it's slightly leaning. Those spawned in awake. So physics is being calculated for each block, every single frame of the game. And the two on the left here have not been woken up yet. They're still inactive. However, as soon as I throw an object and hit one of them, they will all wake up. Okay, that's pretty much everything. The important part here is that you have Fort Physics component added to your prop. And then I would recommend that you leave Start Awake unchecked. That way the physics engine isn't calculating for every single prop the entire game. If possible, leave it asleep rather until it's needed. Lastly, I'd like to point out that if you select multiple objects in your outliner, you can right click and then edit components in the property matrix and then select Fort Physics component. This can be a huge time saver. So now you have those Fort Physics for every single one of those blocks, and you can modify any of the parameters and have it affect every single one that you selected all at once. Otherwise, you have to select one, click Fort Physics, modify, select the next one, Fort Physics, modify. So batch operations are going to save you a lot of time. Anyhow, I hope that you learned something new. Thanks for your time. See you in the next one.